How's it going, everybody? I am Kyle from Fantasy Forge Studios, and we are back with another session of Everlast. Very excited. It should be a party, a good time, and we are joined by almost all of our players. Ikari will be here, maybe, towards the end of the stream. We'll see. He's voting or something. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right in, starting with player introductions. So let's go ahead and start with Zil.
Hello. My name is Max. Streaming from the new location of my new apartment because I got married since last time.
Ask, is that a purple wall or a black wall? Because it matches like a very nice hue of purple.
It's a white wall. There's not a lot of lights in this apartment, so the lights that are on are like right here and right here.
I just think it like almost fits so perfectly because like in my screen it looks like you kind of have this purple wall behind you. Cole's got like this nice blue wall behind him. Dane's got this nice green wall behind him, and Connor's got this nice gray wall behind him. And then there's me with stuff in the back.
Very fitting.
Anyways,
yeah.
Yes.
So life's changed a little bit since last time we played. It's quite a delightful change, if I do say so myself. And if I don't say so, well, my new wife, who's nearby, will hear me and kill me. So, not actually. She's delightful. But I play the delightful Zil, our young orphan from Helix, who is starting to learn a little bit more about the world. He's had some moments of deep reflection and heart-to-hearts with Belbin of like, maybe we shouldn't be as hood ratty. And he's still on the quest to save the world and also become the world's best blacksmith in the meantime, accompanied by his trusty friend, Waffle the Mouse.
Who did actually a few sessions back get to see some action doing some stealth missions in the mines. So that's fun.
Yes, he did. That was a while ago, but he
It's only a
did
few
do that.
sessions back, but yes, it was a while ago.
That's true.
Next character, Luxalia.
I was muted. Hi everyone. I'm Cole. Can you hear me now? Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, I am Cole. I am the young LaFonte, the Cole Forge, as it were. And yeah. Anyway, I play Luxalia, and she doesn't usually talk like this because she's a girl. So she's usually kind of up here, and she's the resident healer of the group and the party, making sure everyone stays alive and stays happy and holy and healthy. Yeah.
You could make a sign that hangs over the dining room.
Ascension
Stay
Princess.
holy,
No.
happy, and healthy. Ascension Princess. Well, great. Anything else about Luxalia?
She's a Glyven. She's pretty cool. 26 years old. Has a past. I don't
That's
know.
information I didn't know. I didn't know she was
I know.
26.
She's not that much older than Zill.
Actually,
but
she might be 27. I don't remember.
She's old enough.
How long has this campaign been going?
3 years. 3 years.
In game time. In game time.
In
yeah.
game time, it's been a little over a year and a half.
Let's see. Did I write that down somewhere? Probably. Anyway, yeah. As far as we know, she's 26 or 27, and that's Luxalia.
That's Luxalia. Our next
I like it.
character
Shrine
is
mate.
Yuki.
Hey everyone, my name is Forged or Dane here at Fantasy Forge Studios. First and foremost, I want to comment. I love how we have our Fantasy Forge mascot representing in the Everlast streams now.
Yes.
Look at that! Look at him, just a little Forge coon dancing up there in the corner. Right back, Kyle. He does stuff too. So if you type in commands, he says things, which is kind of cool. So, anyways, he's a resident to my streams. And it will be Kyle's streams as well, I guess, from here on out. So, hi, Forge Coon. Good to see you, buddy. Speaking of which, we got some sweet Halloween Forge Coon merch. So, if you ever check that out in the merch store. Shameless plug. Anyways, my character is Yuki Mistletoe. She is a silver draken of the far north reaches of Flamongolith. She's in like her late 30s, I think. I don't actually remember, but I think she's in her late 30s, which for draken's pretty young. Pretty young, and she is the bard blade dancer of the group. So she is a physical DPS. She wields 2 broadswords, and she's a broad. So that's pretty good. She's pretty. She's ready to take some
Broaden
names
her
with her
horizons.
bullets. That's so yep, exactly. All right, that's Yuki. Yeah.
Great.
And we have Belbin.
Yes. Hi, guys. I'm Connor. I play Belbin. He's the old man of the group, the old curmudgeon, the old grumpy, doesn't want to do what anyone else wants to do, just tries to... If Luxalia is the... What is it? Holy, happy, and healthy. He's everything... He just gets in the way of all of those, except for sometimes he's healthy.
We have an emote that perfectly exemplifies him right there. There we go.
Exactly.
That's
Yep.
Belbin right there.
There you go. Yep. And yeah, he's just a DPS guy. He's, like I said, he's an old guy, but he's still got it, man. Corndall pictures still out of 6-packs, just ripped, and don't mess with him, man. He's one tough cookie.
That's true.
Let's Photoshop.
He is. I would say he's, in my opinion, one of the more fun characters to play as a DM control. Like, because yeah, I could kind of go just whatever I want and be like, it's okay, that's what Belbin would do. But no, Belbin's good.
When a character says it, but it's what my character would do. It's DM's bane, but it's what the character would do is DM's joy.
I gotta have some kind of reasoning behind the things that I do, especially if it leads to a character death eventually.
Well, fun fact too. Sometimes I have to roll just by myself to see if he would actually do something or not, and so I don't even have control over him half the time. So
the fates will decide.
Yeah.
That's
Oh gosh.
And our final character, Thordane, who's typically played by Ikari and might stop by a little bit later today. But Dane, why don't you go ahead and introduce Thordane?
Well, apparently Thordane, he's a wood elf. I don't know his backstory because it got revamped by Ikari, so he'll introduce him, I'm sure, down the line. We don't know much about him, but as far as Yuki knows and the rest of the party, he's an elf of science, and he is a ranger, so he's really good at exploring things. He climbs cliffs real good. He's pretty dexterous. Apparently, he's a master wrestler as well. And he shoots things with a bow. So,
and again, as far as we know, swimming is his bane, which hasn't been a thing yet in this
Not yet.
water dungeon. Well, he can breathe, so I guess that helps. But yeah, it's good. So yeah, Ikari hopefully will be joining us a little bit later to be able to kind of add a little spice to his life. Which leaves me. Hello, I'm Kyle. I'm the Fate Weaver here, the DM, the creator of this wonderful world of Everlast. It is a pleasure to be able to bring this. I know things have been a little bit crazy. Hopefully we can continue to do a little bit more regular schedule, which we have decided is going to be the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of every month. If there's a 5th Saturday that doesn't, or 5th Saturday, I guess it's Friday for you guys. If there's a 5th Saturday, that doesn't change anything, or I guess technically it would be 5th Friday. We're still continuing on the way that we're doing. But, what else am I missing? Yeah, I created this game. Here's a little thing for you guys to just look at. This is a game that was created by me, from Fantasy Forge Studios. All images, video, audio, graphics, story, gameplay mechanics, and all that is intellectual property of us. Don't steal it or use it for yourself, but feel free to use it for your own homebrew worlds that you don't plan on selling. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into a small bit of recap of what is going on. What is the current quest of Eklos Eos as they are venturing through the great seas of Everlast? And so, as an overview, just a broad overview, their goal is to track down the keepers of the elemental keys, to assemble a council between the holders of the Earth Key, which is Eklos Eos, the holders of the Flame Key, which is now Gorik Kragheim, the holder of the Sea Key, which we have actually as an NPC that is joining them here in this dungeon, King Farron, and then the holder of the Storm Key, which they have not met yet. And so currently they had made their way all the way up the Indolin Strait in the Great Sea to the city of Feshenfey in order to summon King Farron, but he had more pressing matters. His daughter, Princess Mila, were kidnapped by the wretched Krakora. They're an undersea dwelling civilization of newly sentient creatures that are at war with the elves of Feshenfey over Dominion of the Seas. And as part of that ruse, they kidnapped Princess Mila, and Eklos Eos had been roped into, volunteered. I don't know how they all feel about this, but they're going to help King Farron to go find their daughter. While they were down at the very bottom of the sea were the depths of Talei, an ancient civilization that has been lost to time and memory and has been flooded by the Great Sea. A mountain-dwelling civilization is where they found the Krakora's dwelling. They made it through the mountain corridors all the way down at the bottom of the ocean, and with the help of little kind of water-breathing masks and hoods, they've been able to breathe underwater, so that's fun. And as they ventured down, they noticed that the city was covered in a layer of murk. Probably about 15 feet of murk, and up above, along the top, a great, colossus, ancient-looking shark prowls the waters above. And so they've been making their way through the murk, trying to find Princess Mila, to which they discovered a fancy room that was filled with ice last session, where it was an ice block puzzle, a Zelda style. And so they worked as a team to push blocks and complete the ice puzzle, which they were awarded with a key fragment that goes to, well, they didn't know what, and they explored a little bit and they found what it was too, which is this kind of little sanctum, no windows, no doors, really anything, except this big kind of central dais in the middle of the front of it. And they discovered that the general shape of this, the key fragment fits in. And they also found out that there's about 5 of these based off the general shape they do need to collect. And so they were off to go find more of these key fragments. And while they were doing so, they came across a Krakora guard. And trying to hide and trying to escape such things, the majority of the party did to go unnoticed. However, Belbin and Yuki decided to stay and face their enemies. Which brings us to combat. After a very... When was the last time you guys had combat? It was a long time
A while.
ago.
It's been a long
5
time.
sessions ago.
Yeah, it was a
Years.
super long time ago. It's been
Feels like it.
years.
I was in Japan still.
True.
That's crazy.
I know.
I wasn't married.
That's also true.
I wasn't married.
I was in Colorado still.
Nothing's
That's
changed
true.
for me.
Hell, you know.
Connor's the most stable out of everyone. We should look to him for. We should look to him for example. But anyways, and so upon discovering these creatures, one thing that the group had noticed is these regular patrols had started making their way through the city as they crept along the murky corridors of this ruined city. And not only did they see these serpent-like beings, which King Farron described to them as Krakora, but also these mutant little shark crab-looking things that they have in tow, kind of almost as like watchdogs in a way. They're hideous and they're horrible, but these did catch on to the trail of the group and has alerted this small group of guards to the attention of Eklaseas, at least for the time being, Belbin and Yuki. So I'm going to have Belbin and Yuki go ahead and roll for initiative.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on, big money.
That is a 30-16.
Same with me. Dirty 16.
What
Let's
are
go.
you guys' agility scores?
Belbin's is better.
It's got to be, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine's a 6.
Mine's a 7. Well, it's 14, but yeah,
Yep.
14.
Mine's a +3. My agility is horrendous.
Or is it just them for now?
Just them for now. So I'm gonna after basically the movement phase, I'm gonna come back to you guys to see what you guys are going to be doing. If you guys have any specific plans for this encounter, because the rest of you are, as of now, remained hidden from sight. But that goes ahead and starts us off with Belbin.
Let's go.
All right, let's see. Belbin is gonna move forward
Into the
and
control
make
zone.
it. Yes, and do a initiate combat with that guy right there.
In typical Belbin fashion, Belbin. And do remember, so you guys have all kinds of movement, especially Belbin, but remember you are underwater and swimming, meaning it is your base movement, and then if there's any other modifiers. So basically you can move a total of 15 feet for the majority of you. Just FYI, during your turn. So,
It's pretty sweet.
yeah, Belbin's gonna do that. So you go ahead, and that's gonna be your movement phase, engaging combat challenge, which brings us to Yuki.
Yuki seeing Belbin just licking his chops, ready for the combat. Yuki's gonna be like, okay, fine. But I've been wanting to try this out so bad. And she starts going into a dance that no one has seen her do. It is a little dance from the tundra up north, the Rayla tundra. And it is her dance of the snowfall. And so she'll initiate that. I will mark that off. And she will move 5, 10, 15 and go engage that guy right there into combat.
Then you got to show us the dance.
Oh. Great. Yeah. Luxalia is back in playing. She pulled out a guitar from somewhere, and she is just playing a tune, a jam for Yuki to dance to. But it's cool. Do you know what it does? Can I read it for you guys?
Please
The
do.
dance
Yeah,
of
if you want.
snowfall.
So basically, King Farron can see this, and likely Belbin probably, or no, Belbin can most likely, but Luxalia Zill and Thordain can't. Remember, this place is heavily obscured, and so anything past 10 feet around you, or 15 feet around you, you cannot see.
True. But basically, sword dancers are really cool. Sorry, blade dancers are really cool because they get a lot of benefits based off of their dances. So they're kind of supporty, but they're also kind of attacky. And the Dance of the Snowfall is one of the dances that you have to unlock with your AP points. So it's really good. So as a support action, I may begin dancing the traditional dance of the Rayla Tundra. The dance lasts for 1 minute, 6 combat rounds. And while the dance is in effect, the caster surrounds themselves in sharp crystalline fragments. Any creature that makes a melee attack against the caster for the duration automatically receives 1d6 elemental frost damage. Additionally, the caster becomes immune to the frozen and blinded status elements. So that's pretty cool. So that's what she's doing. So if he attacks me, come get it. Come get some frost damage, my dude.
So as Yuki, you begin to do this dance. It's a dance that you harken back to from your days growing up living in the Rayla Tundra. You would see in your solitude some of the tundra folk, the men of the north, and in their small little remote villages, doing these dances in the middle of the snowstorm, and kind of remembering back some of those moves that you saw from your high mountain peaks in Flamongolith. You begin to imitate these movements, almost as if it is perfectly natural to you. And all of a sudden, snow from the middle of this ocean water begins to kind of hover around you as it begins to freeze into these crystalline fragments that begin kind of swirling themselves around you as you make your way to initiate combat against these terrible creatures. Both you and Belvin notice this. These things, they are mutants. They do not look like they should see the light of day, hence the reason that they're down here. And they are vicious with 2 rows of just insanely sharp teeth, almost these crab-like appendages and the mouths of sharks. They have this kind of hardened crustacean shell armor that flashes in a brilliant silver as they look into you with hate and hunger.
It's pretty good.
Which, with that being the case, these little crab guys, they are, it's their turn, but because they're initiating combat challenges, they are not going to contest that at all. They are going to welcome it. And you can hear them kind of like chittering. Again, the noise, because you are underwater, it's a little bit dampened. But you kind of hear kind of like this clicking, like, as they are ready to fight.
Hey, Weaver.
Yes.
Is there, because of Yuki's dance, because we're underwater, is there any weird like effect being underwater and doing that?
I mean, ice. Ice is. What did you have in mind?
I don't know. I was just wondering if she'd like
mind?
have done like frozen herself or something.
It's a
by
pretty
accident.
cool like.
She's immune to the frozen status ailment.
I am. It's true.
Oh.
I like to picture it like just a spherical ball around her is just like little ice fragments are swirling with the dance movements.
And I would say because it is underwater, it kind of leaves like these trails as they go, and just kind of like these sharp crystalline trails that which make it difficult. So yeah, don't get too close to her because that might not be fun.
Well, as long as you don't attack me, you'll be fine. Don't attack
Jeez.
Alrighty, Elsa.
Let it go. Oh, let it go. I just couldn't hold it back anymore. I gotta use it. I've had it for a long time. All right.
I had to reset.
There you
I accidentally messed up the. All right, cool. Which brings us to the rest of everybody who are not in combat. So you don't see anything that is going on, but you do know generally that there is something happening out there. The sounds are relatively muted. You can move, you can explore, you can ask questions, see what is going on, but as of now, you are yet unaware that combat has officially started. You do know that Belbin and Yuki are outside and likely are fighting.
I wonder where they went. Not really. I kind of know they went to go fight. I kind of, I might go, stay hidden behind this wall. And if either of them starts to look a little worse or wear, maybe I'll intercede. But I'm doing pretty good over here.
Thank you. Oh,
It just
thanks,
pulls out
Luxala.
this guitar and just is like, when did you learn to play the guitar? Don't mind me, just hanging around.
I don't know. It was at the shrine. The sisters taught me.
Dane, in the meantime, you can also do some Thordane stuff if you want to control.
Oh yeah. Thordane is gonna be like, I'll take a peek and see. And can he see? So I'm gonna move him. So he can move 15 feet. So 5, 10, 15 here. So he can see Yuki fighting this correct order,
Yes,
right?
so he can't see Belbin in the murk, but kind of in his far reaches, his far vision, he's able to see Yuki and this horrible beast engage in combat, and he actually does see that this swirling ice around Yuki. He does notice that.
And noticing
I'm
that,
gonna
or
have him make
knowing
a stealth
because
check for me.
okay, that's fine. But knowing that he can't shoot his bow very effectively underwater, he's not gonna do that.
It's
actually.
just with despair, so he can do it. It's at half range and at despair, so he can attempt to.
But
do it if he wants to.
he might as well do something sick, like take out a steel Sertang. But that is a 12 plus stealth, you said? 12 plus 4, dirty 16.
Dirty 16. He is still hidden. He has not been
Okay,
noticed.
but he's readying himself for the next turn of combat to get into that scrum.
Zill, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm gonna start.
Should he roll initiative then?
Not yet. Top of next turn.
Next turn. Okay. Sounds good.
How high are these walls?
These walls, so they stagger based off their height. Around kind of the areas where there's openings, they probably only rise about 5 feet, but up into the corners and along kind of the close sides, they can reach between 10 feet, and then the highest is 15 feet high. So like around this area, these are probably 5-foot walls, then it goes up to like 10 and then like 15. Probably 10, 10, 10, 5.
I'm just gonna go 5, 10. Is that a bush? Can I go into the
Yeah.
bush?
You can attempt to go into the bush. Absolutely. It is undersea. It is underwater bushels.
15.
He's in the bushes. Oh, you can swim fast! Holy crud!
I only have 15.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I was counting for like 2 turns.
Gotcha.
We'll try to go into the bush.
Nice. I like that choice.
Perfect. You begin. The one interesting thing about you, Zill, is you're not so much doing swimming, kind of what everyone else is. The weight of your armor actually holds you down, firmly planted as you begin walking. Boom, boom, and you want to go this way or up? Just into the bush.
Into the bush.
You make your way into kind of almost this like kelp-like seaweed. It doesn't necessarily do anything to you as far as hinder you or wrap around you, but you are in a difficult terrain, meaning that in your next turn, you basically have 5 feet of movement in order to get out of it.
Great.
So it's just kind of difficult to walk through. That's it. Sweet. I'm gonna have you make a stealth check
yeah.
for me.
Oh,
Me?
Zill.
Oh.
Am I at? I'm guessing I'm at the -1.
Yes.
That's a nice lamp. It's a 2.
It's a 2.
Wow.
Yeah, as you make your way into this like seaweed, you start making, as you're walking across, you're just disturb all the sediment in the ground, and as you kind of are like high stepping it through this, just all kinds of like sea critters that were living in there are darting every which way. Yeah, if there's anything that's around, they are now very readily aware to your presence.
That's not a bad thing, though.
And
Not
King
such a bad-
Farrand, he actually turns to you, Luxalia, and says, "Looks like your friends found a scrap." I shall join. And he goes 10. He can't attack this turn, but he's gonna make his way as close as possible. Actually,
What's he taking out? His rusty knife or his chains?
He has the rogue rusty knife. What?
He's like, they found a scrap. Reminded me of like West Side Story.
Dipping it in his rain barrel.
His rain barrel.
Hitting it on the sidewalk, getting all rusty.
do some
No,
rust damage.
he actually is taking out a dagger, and he is going to throw it into the combat.
Boy.
He got a nat 1 on that, so it's an epic miss. So he just, and as it goes flying over the top of this creature, it clinks against this giant pillar and falls there. And then he takes out, essentially, his katana, and he has it basically at the ready.
Oh,
Right, he's got a freaking
Dragon.
katana.
Yeah, he's pretty
Yo, let's go.
Pretty good.
Which brings us to the top of the combat
Wait,
round.
Can I move? What?
Yeah, I asked you what you want to do, and you're like, I'm just gonna stay here, and if anyone needs healing, you can move.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to move a little in closer, still hidden, but
Okay,
you know,
where?
just a little closer.
Which direction? This direction? This direction?
North. Can I go like there?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, you make your way up, and you still are really unable to see. You can see 5, 10. You can see King Farron
King
start
Farron.
through a dagger into the mist. But other than that, you have no idea if it hit or landed.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever the case.
All right.
Which brings us to the end of that round. We're not going into because I missed. We have attack rounds. Belbin, you are first.
Yes.
Get a Belbin. Get him. Sick him, boy.
Alrighty, I'm gonna just start attacking. And fun fact, I have Calm Before the Storm, so I get a third attack on this.
Oh my god.
What is this?
For the
First,
first
so
combat.
it's like first round of combat. You get an additional attack.
Yep.
Action.
And so
3 attacks.
the first attack will be, let me see. Dang it, it's been too long. 14.
That'll hit.
Okay. Should we do damage now, or should I do my other 2 attacks?
If you want to do the other 2 attacks, so either way is fine. These guys are at full.
Let's do the
HP.
other
You're
2
not-
attacks.
You're
'cause-
not wasting damage most likely.
Yeah. So the second one, it would be a 16 non-natural,
That'll hit.
and then the other one is a natural 16, baby.
All right.
Max
So that
damage.
last one is maximum damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then
And because hold on, because of that, let me see. I think lethal blow.
Oh.
I gotta add my strength modifier for it.
mhm.
Booyah. Okay, so let's start with the first one though. Let's.
Okay.
Or do you want to?
I mean, you could calculate all the damage if you want together. So you can roll your first 2 attacks and then calculate it all together.
You should just tell us the damage altogether and see how.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll do the damage all together. Make it epic.
So
This is
Belbin, he
gonna be
makes
a
his
lot.
way in. Is just like, I have been ready and boiling for combat, and you just like sprint in, but it's just kind of like moonwalking, sprinting, like boom, and you just begin just unleashing a fury of fists against this mutant creature, and it begins to succumb to the blows, many a blow from your fists, your raging fists. And you can see, actually, as you punch, kind of the swishing of the water. It's audibly heard in Yuki's ears. You're just like, what the heck? As you just.
Sorry, still doing math. That'd be 52 points of damage.
Oh. Oh my god. Did you, please, that's gotta kill him.
Belbin. Boom, boom, boom. First hit cracks against the shell, and there's like audible. And then the second one, he hits him with an uppercut, and a couple of the teeth fly out. And then the third hit, you smash down, completely cracking the shell, and your fist goes all the way to the ground. And as you pull it out, you see all kinds of like flesh just. Yeah, it's very dead.
See you, buddy.
Very, very dead. Yuki, it's your turn.
It's super effective.
Yuki seeing that is feeling good. She's like,
Feeling good
Bring it.
on a
bring
Wednesday.
it on a Wednesday. Exactly. So she's gonna go and use her first attack with her Void and Purple Broadsword and just cut down on the dude. So I will roll a attack.
So the way your
for
dual wielding
that.
works, I don't know if I fixed it in your, but basically you get
I have
one
to land my first hit. Yep. And then it works once, and my second attack I don't get it, and vice versa.
You can use it once, but you have to land with one of the attacks.
Yeah. So with my Void and Purple Broadsword, what is that again? Okay. 12 plus 8, 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Oh,
Yeah. And then what is it? D10 plus. so strong. I'm sorry. What is my D10? Sorry.
But you also get the bonus frost damage from your.
Well, no, because I don't unfortunately have the elemental skill that goes along with it. I have to unlock it still.
Got it.
If he attacks me, then he'll get elemental frost
Got it.
damage. So that's 4 plus 9, 13 for the first hit.
Okay.
And then her second, she's going to use her dual wielding feat and whack with her Damascus broadsword.
Okay.
So that is an 18 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
And that will be 6 plus 8. What is that? 14 damage. 14 cutting damage. And then she's going to follow up again with her Avoid and Purple Broadsword.
Into first stab, you're able to cut through a couple of its legs off. And the second one, you whirl around and you slash basically diagonally across the front, and you're able to cut deep within the face, and you can hear it, and it slumps down dead in the spot.
Oh. Well, there you go. She's not going to use her third or second.
Yeah, so
Her second
FYI,
and she's going to...
yeah, just make sure, because you guys do have resources for every additional attack that you attempt to do. Just FYI.
True.
So, yeah,
And
two dead
Yuki's
moves
going to
there.
look at it, and then look at Belbin, and then look at the crab thing again. She's going to be like... Thumbs up.
Oh, can't hear you.
That's what she's going to do.
You want to make it a competition for who can kill more of these guys?
You're on, Belbin.
All right, Legless.
Who's that? Why does someone not have a leg? It's so sad.
That is
Anyways,
sad.
with that, we bring down to the very bottom of the round. No additional bottom of the turn effects, which brings us to priority initiative. The only one who is not going to be rolling for this is going to be Luxalia at the moment. And so I'm going to have Yuki, Belbin, King Farrand, and Zill, and Thordain.
Thordain too.
All of you are going to be rolling.
okay. Can we do better than my last roll?
I hope so. Thordain's got 7 initiative? I always forget about that one. Yuki and Thordain both got 12s. And Thordain goes first. He's got a 16 agility.
Belvin got a 21.
Non-natural 16.
Yeah.
Yo, let's go.
And then you said 13 for you?
12. 12 for both Thordain and Yuki. But Thordain goes first. He's got max agility. Just roll fast, roll quick. Even underwater. Even though he sucks at swimming.
Alright. And Zill, what was yours? Sorry.
Non-natural 16.
Alright. Which, with that being the case, of Belbin, we are starting it off with you again.
Had a baby. So, let me see. I can move my guy, right? Can I move right there? Because I've got 25 feet of movement.
You do. You begin swimming. Kind of like swim walking. As you make your way over, and unveiled in the mist, you can just out of the sand reach see these long creatures, serpent-like creatures with what they look like they are holding spears or something. Yeah, you are there, and actually, because you are able to enter both of their spaces without. So, like, if you were here, you could go 5, 10, 15. If you entered here, you can actually initiate a combat challenge on both of them, if you wish.
Let's do it. Yeah. Combat challenge on both of them, baby.
You do, and they look at you and as they have these spears, and they're huge. They like are maybe like their postures and everything, like their general frame isn't super big, but they're long. They like stretch out for a decent amount of space. They have what looks to be kind of this makeshift armor on them. You don't know if it's like made out of shells or whatever the case, but they look very barbaric, needless to say, and they look at you with these kind of like bent spears as they look at you as you initiate combat, which brings us to them. They are not going to they're not going to do anything. They're going to go ahead and just let you initiate that combat. These guys up here, you guys technically don't know, but
Holy cow, they can move a long ways.
They can probably, swim.
What? There's
That's
no way
right.
we're outrunning them.
Belbin's not scared.
I'm
knows they're made
feeling
of
like
paper.
we should fight that corpse shark. We should go fight it. I'm feeling it.
this one's going to move
I'm really
here. And as it comes into view of you, Yuki, you can see that it has something in its clutches. It looks like a spear. However, you hear a psh. I'm gonna have you make an agility survival check
What?
for me.
Yuki? She's not agile though. Oh, but that's okay. It's a natural 16 plus 3.
Natural
It's
16.
19.
You see this harpoon go right past you with essentially like this long rope that's attached to it, and you narrowly avoid it as it begins to be drawn back, kind of in like a fishing hook kind of pattern. And yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He notices that it doesn't hit, so he's gonna come in for a combat challenge.
Oh my gosh.
And with that, that's their turn, which brings us down to Zil.
So they're in my space, right?
You can see, yeah, both of them are in your space, but they didn't have enough room to go full in to initiate the combat challenge.
So I can only move 5 this turn because of the bush?
Yes. FYI, this is a caveat to all of the players. And so for the combat challenge, they are wielding spears. So that's their weapon. It has a reach of 10 feet. Even though they're 10 feet away, they cannot attack him, because the way that the reach weapons work is, regardless of whether you have reach or not, one creature has to be within 5 feet in order for them to initiate the combat challenge. If they are outside of the 5 feet, they can use it essentially to assist in the combat, the reach, but they have to initiate a combat challenge regardless of their reach, in order if there's no other creatures attacking them. So let's just say this Krikora was attacking Zil. This one could technically from this position, actually no, not from this position, would have to go here in order to be adjacent in order to gain the reach property. Just FYI. Just letting you know. Okay, Zil, continue. Your turn.
I'm gonna move my 5 feet out of the bush to right there.
Okay.
I don't know if this is gonna do anything.
Yeah, Zil, you see these creatures slither in from the depths beyond your sight, and you're immediately brought to the attention of these hissing serpent-like creatures as you make your way out of the bush. No way of knowing if there's any more.
He's in the bushes.
I don't know if this is gonna do anything, but I'm gonna try to chuck a steel hand axe at the top one.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. So as a support action, a reflex support action for those watching, that's how throwing weapons work. You can use a reflex support action to throw something. At,
Not a
if you
attack action?
Well, that's good for you because you got 2 support.
No, no,
actions.
no. The throwing weapons are a reflex action.
Oh, gotcha.
Specifically throwing weapons. Good.
That's a nat 16.
Yeah, that's gonna